Everything we have discovered in this series has finally reached the climax. We are finally going to figure out exactly what the hell this Mort dude exactly is. We have learned that he eats souls, he's got a multiverse, he's immortal, and he kissed his grandma. Our sanity has been sacrificed through all 5 parts, and now we are finally here to round it out. We are at the end. We have finally reached the top of the mountain in this absolute disturbing Mort conspiracy theory. So without further ado, the final story behind the evil of Mort, Madagascar Mort Part 6. Let's see what we got.
Actual theory segments. Make sure you... This is part 6 of my Madagascar Mort dissertation. Yes, we're finally on to the actual theory segments. Make sure you watch my 2 hours worth of evidence first. I'll link the playlist.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch it. You guys have to watch all 5 parts or you probably won't understand anything that's going on, bro. All 5 parts are so damn crazy and wild. All Hail King Julian segment by himself it deserves its own fucking, like, award, bro, because that was absolutely psychotic. So you really need to watch all other 5 parts in order for you to understand it, bro, because there is so much depth to this dude Mort, bro. It's crazy how much they could fit into one small, cute, and cuddly package.
If this will make sense otherwise. Last time we dissected the Penguins of Madagascar TV show, but some of the final episodes were missing. By some absolute miracle, the missing episodes have spontaneously returned on Amazon Prime. I have a very bad track record with torrenting, so I was real worried for a second there. Now, I will do as promised and quickly speed recap what is necessary. Go. In Alienated, one of those creepy aliens comes to Earth and uses goop to paralyze Mort, but Mort can still speak, which could or could not be seen as a testament to his power. He later snaps into Bloodhound mode to find the feat, which the Penguins call a sixth sense semi-continuity. He gets hurt as usual and not much else. I mean, he's flattened with a mace and then electrocuted into hating the feat, but that was all I...
And not much else. Yes, it's not much. Yeah, he was crushed by a mace and electrocuted. Yeah, that's just, there's not really much. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I swear, if Mort doesn't get his Latin death Dies Irae ass name having smaller than a breadbox primate ass order posing amnesic East African quantum entangled elder god bitch ass off my metaphysical lawn.
Dude, the theorizer has gone rogue. Oh my gosh, this theory is ruining my boy. Y'all know the drill. Go give him a big old juicy spanking. You know what I'm saying? Show him some love.
Hello, I'm the theorizer and I've solved Mort. It took me months of dormant
He's officially gone psycho, ladies and gentlemen.
It unlocks all of DreamWorks like a skeleton key to every other theory I've ever made. Things are getting more and more complicated, but easier to parse through, so we'll see how long this all ends up being. Time for the analysis. What was our plan again? Oh yeah, Julian feat, 11 ex-wives, anomalous genome, well...
11? Oh yeah, and I casually forgot about the part that he just casually has 11 ex-wives. Yeah,
that was indeed solidified in this series.
Yeah, man.
Most of my thoughts were haphazardly scattered throughout my evidence videos, but here's where we recap and determine what is relevant. This might get rough, so I'm relying on the comments to poke holes or remind me of things. I also didn't note or see every detail in the Penguins of Madagascar, so yes, the comments are there for a reason. Let's do this. The best way to go about explaining everything is simply by discussing Mort's past. We know a little bit about what he is and his past, but plenty can be stably inferred as well. We see him and a female counterpart in the history books of Madagascar, but that was stated as unreliable. What we know for certain is that he has a grandmother and a grandfather who raised him and some other siblings, but I'm not sure how. You see, his timeline loops back in on itself, possibly as a byproduct of his escape from the multiverse. Okay, so I just took it from 0 to 100. Reel it back.
What?
He's claimed his father was a bear, yet he also was his own grandfather, and we get no information on his mother.
Have I lost my mind too? Have I lost all sense of reality? Did I hear that correctly?
His mother. Okay, so I just took it from him and some other siblings, but I'm not sure how. You see, his timeline loops back in on itself, possibly as a byproduct of his escape from the multiverse. Okay, so I just took it from 0 to 100. Reel it back. He's claimed his father was a bear, yet he also was his own grandfather.
He was his own grandfather! What the fuck does that even mean? How could you possibly be your own grandfather? Is that even physically possible? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, you got me, right? And then I have a child, right? That is my child, right? Son, daughter. Let's say it's a son, right? Chris Jr., little baby Chris running around wreaking havoc, right? Menace, right? Chris Jr., he grows up, he finds him a nice bad bitty with a big old juicy jiggly booty, right? He lays his pipe down, and he births another, Chris Jr. That's my grandchild, right? But how could I possibly be birthed from my child if I have already been birthed? I don't like this.
We get no
I don't like
information on
this.
his mother. As you can understand, this is all senseless. If his father was a bear, then his mother must at least be of the Mort species, meaning her parents must be Granny and Grandpa Mort. I'm not sure if this means Mort is his own true maternal grandfather, or if it means Mort fathered a bear. If the latter, then he must have at least been with a bear to produce a bear, right? Can Mort just
Mort clapping
anything?
bear cheeks?
Well, there's another simple explanation that resolves all of these intricate paradoxes and still makes sense. If you've seen my videos, you know his history dates back a lot further than the 50 years he spent with this family.
He's old as hell.
He's a conqueror of the multiverse. Nearly limitless in power, he can do anything. Now it's time to take it up a few notches. The only answer here is that this is not his family in a usual sense, or rather that it is, but only because he willed it. The only way for him to be his own grandfather when it's impossible is if it's in a seriously atypical way. He's existed long beforehand as well, and he's all powerful. So what I mean is simply this. He must have spontaneously generated this entire family and then birthed himself into it as a reincarnation without his memory. Hence, in a way...
So he spawned in that family like he's God. He just spawned it in like he's playing The Sims, and then he birthed himself into that family. Are you kidding me? So you're telling me Mort is literally God? That's what you're telling me. This little cute, cuddly, adorable, dumbass little lemur is God, is almighty God himself. That's what you're telling me.
Is his own grandfather, semi-genetically on both sides. No wonder his granny is so eerily sensual with him. So why? What led him to need this fake family for 50 years? Why and how did he erase his own memory? What is his true history? Because we know it's there. And well, to answer that
I'm afraid
question,
to find out.
We must look to Smart Mort and Mordecus Khan. Smart Mort is interesting because first of all, he knows everything. Most notably, he knows the heavenly fruits, the presumed sky gods.
The sky gods.
He is highly acquainted with Mort and has been with him for a very long time, and in essence, he functions as the preservation of Mort's true memory. He is a separate soul in the show, but perhaps he could be the original Mort, like the one who decided to reincarnate himself. There seems to be signs that Mordecus knew Mort from before, such as when he claims he's been waiting eons for him or something, when it had only been like one season since they'd last seen each other. If this is the case, would Smart Mort be the one Mordecus is familiar with? When confronted with Mordecus, Smart Mort dips out immediately. As for our usual Mort, post-rebirth, he sort of acts like a blank slate. He was wiped clean, and with time, has gained his own soul. The personality built from the family that surrounded him, mixed with the subtle echoes of everyone he's absorbed. Smart Mort is the one who remembers.
So Smart Mort is the original Mort, right? Because he's somehow got a long-standing beef with Mordecus Khan, right? Arch nemesis. And he's the original Mort, and then he rebirthed himself, and then the rebirthed Mort is like its own separate person and gained its own soul and its personality based on the people around him. But Smart Mort is like the head honcho. He's the ringleader of all of it.
The knowledge of humanity, of the universe, of the fringes of reality and beyond. How is any of this power possible? What even is Mort? They say Mort is a species, but that's not true. Mort does not follow the laws of any sort of species. He's just a sort of entity with varying forms, a multi-faced god. Remember when I said he was Kirby? The entire inner world where he keeps his absorbed brethren isn't even inside of his head necessarily, it's just him. Remember all of the evidence for him having a pocket universe inside of himself? That things enter his stomach and they just keep going.
My tummy is speaking to me.
Told you. Even the films are undeniable. He's a formless entity that looks like a mouse lemur. We've seen inconsistent...
He's a formless entity that looks like a little lemur. So you're telling me Mort isn't actually this cute little squirrel-looking thing? That he's just some godlike entity who just decided to take on the form of Mort? That's what you're telling me right now. That's what you're telling me.
X-rays, completely abstract genealogy, everything. At some point, maybe to evade suspicion, he took that form. So if Morts are not a species with any sort of consistency, then how the hell does that universe full of Morts, the Mortverse, even exist? Who are they? There's no female Morts there, and yet we saw the female Mort in the Adam and Eve. It's like, not a species. And notice something odd. They're not like the other Morts. They are all perfect clones of one another. They are not variable here. They are all identical. They all come from the same origin.
Oh, he's
right. A similar
right.
thing occurs for all Morts everywhere else too, but it's all their appearance. All the Morts have the same base model. Mouse lemurs have varying shapes and sizes, but every single Mort we see in this show is the exact same. Parallel universe variations can sometimes act different, but they all look the same still. The bizarre part, though, is that all of the Mortverse Morts act identical too, like they originated from a controlled single entity. All Morts function as if they came from a single entity, but the Mort horde even more so. It's almost like everything originated from a single Mort, but then offshoots like Smart Mort and Mordicus function as individuals, and when someone like Mordicus tries splitting himself deeper, he just gets mindless drones. It's absolutely insane, but it's actually a lot more stable to assume all of these Morts just have some origin that is the same.
Dude, this is crazy, bro. This is so wild and crazy, bro. The depth that this theory goes to is literally like a cute little children's character, and then now you telling me that there's one original Mort clone himself. There just happen to be two offshoots. They try to clone themselves, but it's just weird clones. Like, there's so much wild and craziness going off of like 5 seasons of a TV show.
And to try and comprehend the logistics and inconsistencies of Granny Mort and Grandpa Mort not being from a parallel universe, or Mordicus having brainwashed thousands of beings of equal intellect. Everything comes from a singularity and is dispersed. Even more realistically, Mort is a character from Madagascar, and every other Mort we see is just another Mort character to us. It just so happens to also literally be like that. My point, Mordicus could very well not just be some random entity, but could actually be from Mort. When you try and disperse the dispersed, say like splitting Mordicus, you would get even more mindless clones, which could be the reason for the Horde's existence. And if Mordicus is from Mort, he has history. The eons he referenced, the wars, he is implied to be the reason our Mort was beaten into reincarnated submission. The original Mort being started looking like a mouse lemur, probably to hide from the sky gods or from being tethered by the sky gods or something like that, and after he did, Mordicus and a number of other Morts were fractured off of him. I actually am getting more inclined to say
wait, I'm lost.
Could be the reason for the Horde's existence, and if Mordicus is from Mort, he has history. The eons he referenced, the wars, he is implied to be the reason our Mort was beaten into reincarnated submission.
Okay.
The original Mort being started looking like a mouse lemur, probably to hide from the sky gods or from being tethered by the sky gods or something like that, and after he did, Mordicus and a number of other Morts were fractured off of him.
So Mort, right? He's this godly entity, and he took the form of what we know as Mort, right? This cute, cuddly, adorable little dumbass squirrel-looking thing. He took that form to sort of hide himself from the sky gods, or, you know, take himself away from the leash that they got him on, or whatever, right? For whatever reason, he wanted to get away from these fucking sky gods. So he took the form of Mort, and that caused him to split into Smart Mort and Mordicus Khan. Okay,
I actually am getting
this is wild and crazy now. Okay, it's confirmed Mort is an a godly entity. Like, this is...
More inclined to say that this was all on purpose, and that the sky gods or some other body of forces toppled Mort into a physical, pathetic form. The question is, why would he want to split himself further, and how did he reside in several universes? The answer is that this isn't his fault. The anti-Mort forces split him infinitely across the multiverse, and his journey to absorb his other selves is actually a journey to reabsorb them all. Damn. No species.
Oh my god, bro, this is like his supervillain origin story, bro. Like, you know how Thanos was going around collecting Infinity Stones so he could wipe out half the universe, bro? Like, Mort's going around collecting his own, like his Infinity Stones, right, which are just his pieces of him split. He's reabsorbing these souls. He's reabsorbing these souls that he lost so he can go back to full power, go back to final form like Frieza, and then just wreak his havoc. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy.
An individual split across the multiverse, recollecting himself. A singularity. I'd say the original Mort posed a threat, just his being. It was probably either Smart Mort or Mordecus who was the first piece to be chipped away, hence their sheer power. Mordecus is taking the reabsorption into his own hands and actively dueling other advanced Morts so he can maintain the title as dominant consciousness.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So this is like, oh my god. Okay, so this is like the classic tale of, like, you know what I'm saying? You got two brothers born, and their destiny is to become powerful or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it can only be one of them. So they both, you know, go on this epic journey to, you know, gain power and then beat the hell out of the other one and then take the throne. Mordecus Khan, he's taken upon himself. He wants to go around and he wants to absorb all the Mort souls so that he could be the head honcho Mort rather than Smart Mort. This is... Dude, this is getting crazier and crazier.
Wage war on the sky gods, and he was getting close. These gods are the pantheon of supernatural forces that control everything. They appear as fruits to the Madagascar lemurs because it's a form they can comprehend. In actuality, they span the multiverse, maintaining and governing everything. They hang around Madagascar because that's where most of the action is happening. The biggest threat at the time is Mort, who over the course of All Hail King Julian...
Wait, run it back.
comprehend sky gods, and he was getting close. These reabsorption into his own hands and actively dueling other advanced Morts so he can maintain the title as dominant consciousness and wage war on the sky gods, and he was getting close. These gods are the pantheon.
He wants to wage war on the sky gods. See, I knew it, bro. I knew this dude Mort is an evil, diabolical supervillain, bro. And that was his origin story.
Forces that control everything. They appear as fruits to the Madagascar lemurs because it's a form they can comprehend. In actuality, they span the multiverse, maintaining and governing everything. They hang around Madagascar because that's where most of the action is happening. The biggest threat at the time is Mort, who over the course of All Hail King Julian begins to wake up. Smart Mort seems somewhat aligned with the sky gods, and they don't appear to feel too threatened at this present time, but...
Dude, the craziest thing is, the craziest part about this is I'm listening to this whole explanation about Mort and the sky gods, bro. And like, if this was episode 1 of this series and you would have sat here and told me that entire explanation, I would have laughed at you, probably slapped you and called your mom and said, hey mama, your son's dumb as hell, right? But after watching all of these parts, after going through this series, after looking at all the evidence and the facts and everything going on, everything is starting to make so much sense, and I hate it because I feel like I'm losing my sanity. I can't continue on to live like this.
They do just keep monitoring. Mordecus was clearly the primary threat. Whether it was them who limited Mort to a measly form on Madagascar or Mort himself who did it, I'm not entirely sure, but it's becoming apparent that he enjoys it. Mordecus is the rogue one. Smart Mort is the sane one. Mordecus wants Smart Mort. I repeat, Smart Mort vanished the instant he went into Mordecus's realm. Mort's seed is planted in every universe. We need to see this original being. The original Mort is the whole Mort. I'm not sure we do ever meet him, really. He is a formless void, extant on all planes of reality. As we've established countless times, his name is Latin for death. And I might even be inclined to say, based on these descriptions, that
I can have his body, right?
Mort is the god of death. Don't say it.
He is death. He's death. He's death.
Stop. I resurrection and say, oh yeah, Mort's the god of death in Roman culture. No. You're telling me he is death. I hate this. I hate everything about this. I hate this.
He is death. He's death. He's death. He has a thing for zombies because they are the ones that got away. He's death. I can have his body, right? He's death. He's
oh my
death.
gosh.
He's death. He's death. His name is
death.
For he is Mort the Lemur.
He's death.
He's death. He is not
he's death.
an entirely benevolent death.
He's
and
death.
what exactly he does after reaping souls, I do not know. But oh my god. Oh my god, that's it. That's it.
That would make so much sense. Why the hell would the original Mort ever want to, why would he want to incarnate himself as a little fucking dumbass squirrel looking thing? Why would he want to get away from the sky gods? Because he's deaf. He's already bad. It doesn't matter. All he can do is breathe, and everybody's terrified of him, and everybody hates him, and everybody wants to, keep him contained. Dude, this makes so much sense, but I hate it. I refuse to believe that Mort is death himself. I hate this.
He absorbs souls because he is death.
He absorbs souls. He doesn't die. Like it's all logical.
Hold on. In episode 1, this has been freaking staring me in the face. In episode 1, I said he could reap my consciousness from my body. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just realized that. I was literally even using the same word choices back then, and I didn't even know what I was talking about. He literally is reaping. Okay, now I'm back into this. Let's go to that wardrobe now. It's a sort of portal to Mort's true self. Not really, but it's like a metaphor for him being in a higher dimension projecting into our plane. Whether he created everything or not, remember, it doesn't matter. Same difference. The scene could be even in his head, of course, but all of that would show is that deep down, he has a direct escape, and it spawns whenever he feels most panicked and alone. We are so many layers into this. Splitting this into 3 separate theories seems pointless.
God.
His genome? He doesn't have a genome, you fools. He can do anything. What about the feet, then? Is it really a servitude-based obsession? He claims his home is a foot constellation known as Footocus Majora, so does he love feet because they remind him of home, or does he choose to live there because it was shaped like a foot? We did discuss his subservience being the cause before, as opposed to the feet themselves. He's a 14 billion-year-old elder god who can enter nightmares and has lived the life of every possible kind of person, but
a 14 million year old elder god. That is not something I thought we would ever get to, bro. Oh my gosh.
To do with his tethering limitations. No extant being would be weak like this. Perhaps such a small animal is just destined to be at the feet of everyone around him, and the sky gods know this. It's why Mordecai said he had to break from the feet. This was before everything. They all split from the same being who has a foot obsession. The trauma from such a blow, losing all of his power, is also his weakness. The feet make him weak, as he sings, literally. And he's somehow finding peace in servitude, giving his life meaning after an infinite existence of having everything. I need to know more about the sky gods.
Wait, so because he split into so many pieces and he's not as powerful as he once was when he was whole, he developed a foot fetish because it brings him comfort. He's so upset that he's not the almighty Mort he used to be that he started sucking on some toes and fell in love with them. That's what you're telling me. Dude, this is psychotic.
And he's somehow finding peace in servitude, giving his life meaning after an infinite existence of having everything. I need to know more about the sky gods or whomever else tethered Mort. He is known by humanity too, you see. The scientists, they want him, they study him, he is a target. He claims they've been unable to classify him, but that's where these grand theories are headed. That's not crucial to where we are right now. Mort has spanned everything. His inner world is an evil mansion. His more abrasive personalities show how vengeful and wrathful he can be in times of war. much to my horror. Todd has similar reactions when placed in attack mode, almost like there's a similar supernatural hypnosis in place to subdue Mort. He steals life so he can rebirth it into himself. He defaults to villainy every time, and many sides of him are at peace when sacrifices are sent his way. He has legions of followers who devour his cuteness, which is exactly what he wants. You are all the goldfish beneath the angler's lamp. You have fallen victim to a true power, one who is not limited by the psychology of personality and is everything. Fragmentation can't stop this. In short, Mort is an omnipotent Lovecraftian demon that has existed since the beginning of time. His malicious presence was a threat to existence, so he was bound to a limited form and scattered across the multiverse by the gods. Factions of his mind have since begun the process.
I hate this. I hate this. Oh my god, bro. It meant like the fact that this makes so much sense just absolutely blows my mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the answer, right? The gods themselves, they split him up and fragmented him and sent him across multiple universes just because of his existence. Just because his existence was seen as malicious, the gods themselves, they were the ones that split him up. Dude.
Is an omnipotent Lovecraftian demon that has existed since the beginning of time. His malicious presence was a threat to existence, so he was bound to a limited form and scattered across the multiverse by the gods. Factions of his mind have since begun the process of resorbing themselves, resulting in beings such as Mordecus Khan and whatever our Mort was before his reincarnation. A few thousand years ago, he was destined to face off against Mordecus Khan in a battle for the controlling mind, and as a last-ditch effort to preserve his knowledge, yes, he erased his superficial memory and birthed himself into a family of clones 50 years old. Since then, he has now absorbed Mordecus, and the gods are watching, waiting, for the day they'll have to intervene. Mort doesn't seem too agitated at his current position though. He's learned to find meaning in mundanity. But the gods aren't the only ones keeping tabs. There's that consistent thread through all of these theories that I've only ever hinted to, and surprisingly, we don't need those other 2 theory videos for Mort. I did it all here. Or at least everything I could recall. It is so insane, but it's still straightforward, and now the next step for all of you is to watch the theories I've always said will come next. Mort ties into a number of other films, and I have already uploaded these theories. They touch upon areas that he will eventually tie into. They may seem unrelated, but I assure you, they are not. They are all even more sound than this one. So following this video, I'm terrified
to even go down that road.
I'll link it in the outro, or click the eye in the top corner again. They're honestly awesome to watch even outside of the necessity they assert for the next phase of Mort theories, wherein we will transition this situation into the ultimate purpose of this dissertation, a purpose that will become abundantly clear after viewing the Shrek and Over the Hedge theories. A DreamWorks timeline. If I missed any other supernatural or relevant factors, comment down below.
Bro,
I might still fill that extra video slot in the event that I forgot major factors at play. If I can be reminded of more important things in the comments below, please do it. Also subscribe, of course, hit the bell too. It's important before we move on to this ultimatum. Mort is crazy.
Oh my
gosh. Everything is his will. His subconscious is multi-dimensional. Everything he desires comes true because it is in fact forever the case that no matter what it is he's believing, Mort's dream works.
Alright, bro. It took us 6 parts, but we finally have found the answer. We have finally solved who exactly this Mort dude is, and oh my god, I never would have guessed. Mort is death himself. And he was so powerful and evil that the sky gods seen his very existence as a threat to existence. So they fragmented him and scattered him across multiple universes and forced him to become this little squirrel thing to keep him subdued, to keep him in check. And what we see as a multiverse of Mort are just the fragments of the original Mort. And what we thought him going around absorbing souls, he was just absorbing the souls of his fragmented parts so he can eventually become whole again. And his long-standing beef with Mordecai Khan is because Mordecai Khan was a fragment that was trying to regain control, absorb the souls, and he'd be the head honcho. But he ended up getting clapped up by Smart Mort. Dude, I hate this. Bro, this little cute and cuddly squirrel is death. Is death. He is death. He is reality. He is existence. He is everything. Dude, that's so... I can't believe this. I can't believe this. My mind is blown. There are so many things flowing through my brain right now. I can barely even think about myself speaking, bro. This is crazy. This is so crazy, and we all need to pray for this dude Theorizer, because if you've seen this entire series, you would know that he himself has completely spiraled out of control and has totally lost control of his entire mind. He became a rapper at one point, bro. He was evil laughing at me, bro. He was crying, bro. This dude, the Theorizer, oh my God, I pray for his sanity every day I wake up in the morning, bro, because there is no way you could deep dive into Madagascar like this, uncover all of these evil, malicious secrets, and then still come out of this as the same human being, bro. So, the Theorizer, bro, you are in my thoughts and prayers, bro, your sanity. But shout out to the Theorizer, bro, because this series, another cinematic masterpiece, bro. I don't know how this dude does it. I do not know how this dude does it, but I've learned to not question this dude. But oh my God, Mort is death. The Theorizer has lost his mind. Another absolute wild and crazy conspiracy of theory. Oh my God, bro. I can't wait till we get into whatever we decide the next one is.